Pascal, the lone back this time. Little read there. They'll hand it to him. Pascal bounces off of a tackler at the 10 and will score. Wow, the freshman with an explosive run, breaking free and taking it in.
Little Selly right there in the end zone. And hard run right there.
Last week, Delta State victimized with penalties. They had 10 for 81. A little bit cleaner here today, and this time Cole Kirk going nowhere. He is ate up in the backfield and dropped. Haynes is still dangerous, even with his feet. Blazers bring pressure, dialing it up, and Ames will go down back inside the 30. That was Butler in motion, once again on the ground. Nice bounce to the outside there. Reddick stays on his feet, breaks a tackle, still going, and he's going to score. How do you like that? Number 6 with 6.
Let's see what the play call is. On the positive side, you give the Blazers good field position if you don't get it.
Pistol formation, high snap, they hand it to Clark. He's going to be hit. He didn't get there. The Blazer defense makes a stop on 4th down, and the ball will go over. If they try to set up a little bit of return, they'll try to set up the return here. Bryce Nixon booms one. It is returnable for Allen. He's got a seam. Watch out. Council Allen, running room down to the 25. Inside the 3. Looking, firing, back shoulders, got a man there. It's caught! It's caught! Touchdown! Oh my goodness! What a grab against the sideline in the back of the end zone.
What a head top of all head tops. You got to throw it to where only your man can catch it. Jameson with the best throw of the season.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Graham Craig Show. I'm your host, Dave Garner. Thanks for being with us right here under the lights at Bazemore Hyder Stadium in Titletown, USA. And the Blazers, a victorious week, 27-23 over Delta State, an improbable comeback. And joining us right now, again, Coach Graham Craig. Coach, I know the emotions are just probably kind of all over the place right now with the way that game ended, but talk about that game, that exciting finish, and the way you guys were able to rally.
Yeah, extremely proud of the way our football team fought. We played a really, really bad first quarter, and basically spent the rest of the game trying to get back in it. And defense played fantastic after that first quarter. Offense struggled at times, but made some plays there in the second half. And overall, just pleased with the plays we made and super proud of our football team.
The last 2 weeks, you guys got off to fast starts. That wasn't the case tonight, but what does it say about the character of this football team, the way you guys were able to come back tonight when things weren't going so well? You were able to put together a heck of a second half and come away with a win.
Yeah, you see the growth of this football team. Some of the things that, in similar situations early in the season, we weren't able to do it, and then got in that same situation today and fought our way out of it, stayed positive at halftime, made some adjustments, and came out here ready to go.
Jamison Holcomb, another efficient week, 21 of 29 in the passing department. Corey Reddick, a huge game on the ground. The wheels on that bus just kept going round and round, 150-plus yards rushing on the night. And, again, second half, you guys were able to really put it together on both sides of the ball. Defense basically pitches a shutout. Offense, you guys kept hammering away, just kept chipping away at that lead.
Yeah, started with some tough field position and some a lot of the possessions in the second half, and offense was just we got a couple first downs. We'd have penalties, a lot of self-inflicted things tonight on offense that got us into third and long situations, and got to clean all that stuff up, but overall really pleased with the effort.
It was definitely a game for the ages as the Blazers now even the all-time series with Delta State, who had a slight edge coming in, but now 22-1 overall in this series. If that tells you anything about how competitive it's been over the years, but the Blazers win the 45th meeting between the two this week by a final score of 27-23. The winning touchdown came with just 9.5 seconds left in the ball game. game. Coach, we're going to, of course, talk about the first half in just a moment, but talk about the end of the game specifically inside that final minute or two, that final sequence of the timeouts, and then, of course, getting that game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, had the ball down here on the one and decided to go for it. Had confidence in our offense and had confidence in the defense that if we didn't get it, that we had 3 timeouts and could get it back. So, didn't get the push we needed up front and didn't get in. So defense came, got a huge stand for us there, got us the ball back, and made some great plays there at the end, and an unbelievable throw and catch by Jaheim and Jameson to win the game.
Right, and of course, as we talked about, 9.5 seconds left. We'll get to that a little bit later on in the show, but let's go ahead and take a timeout. When we come back, we will talk about the first half of this exciting, thrilling ball game that went down at Bazemore Hyder Stadium right here on the Graham Craig Show. Stay with us.
After the Colonel made his hot and spicy wings, he needed the perfect pairing. So he invented the potato. No need to look that up, it's true. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. Backed by obsessive demand, KFC wings and witches.
All right, boys and girls, I want you to draw for me what you want to be when you grow up.
I want to be a chef. I want to be a teacher.
The only thing more wonderful than our kids' dreams is when those dreams come true. That's why the Georgia Lottery has raised over $28 billion for education, benefiting over 2 million pre-K students and over 2.1 million Hope Scholars. Because amazing things happen when hope finds a way.
The Houston Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic has been at the forefront of sports medicine since 1949 and has served Valdosta and the surrounding area for the past 40 years. Treating athletic injuries for all of South Georgia, Houston doctors are team physicians for the Lowndes Vikings, Thomas University, Colquitt County Packers, and Valdosta State University. Call for an appointment to see your sports medicine specialist.
Back here now with Coach Graham Craig as we talk about the first half of this big ball game, the final home game here for the Blazers this year in the regular season. It was senior night. And, Coach, before we get to the highlights, you guys, of course, honored the 27 seniors before the ball game here. A very special moment for those guys.
Yeah, some guys that have been here for 6 months, some guys that have been here for 5 or 6 years. So a great group, a group that you can see the resiliency that they've had this season. Super blessed to have those guys part of the program, and then 2 equipment managers that have been critical to this program for 3 to 4 years straight. So overall, just a great group.
And because of the time change, you guys finally did get one under the lights, technically, especially in the second half, of course, here with the lights on under the lights and all the flashing and blinking going on after the scores. Definitely a great atmosphere. Coach, let's jump into that first half. And as you mentioned before the break, I mean, a shaky start. You guys get the ball first after they win the toss to Fur. Unfortunate. Receiver slips on a route, interception right off the bat, which led to a score for them. Talk about the tough start and how you guys were able to rally.
Yeah, you see the growth of this football team. That's a situation that, of the interceptions we've thrown, I think three now have been that first drive that gives them really good field position. So, unfortunate receiver fell down, ball was also tipped, and good read by him, just a tough situation to start the game. And obviously they scored pretty quick, and but we were able to fight our way out of it. Yeah,
we weren't sure who was going to start at quarterback for Delta State. Cole Kirk had been banged up. He missed last week's game. He's missed time a little bit throughout the season, but he did get the start in this football game, and he would run for a 9-yard touchdown run after that interception to give the Delta State Statesmen a 7-0 lead, and then a little bit later on they get the ball back. Nico LeMay, who had a huge game a couple of weeks ago, had a big kickoff return last week. He takes one 65 yards for a touchdown. 14-0 early on and quicken this ball game. What was your message to the team to try to calm them down at that point?
Yeah, we were really good on first and second down. Those big plays were coming on third down, and we knew that if we could get our issues cleaned up on third down, we were going to be in good shape.
Right.
But up to that point, had not been able to do that.
Yeah. Blazers do put together a scoring drive, though, on their third possession there. Again, Sean Pascal, that freshman who we've been talking about all year long, with a 19-yard touchdown run, bouncing off of contact at the line of scrimmage, taking it to the outside and getting inside the pylon there to make it 14-7 to show some of that resiliency that we've been talking about with this football team.
Yeah, the running back group's been a special one for us this year, and just the way that a different guy seems to give us a spark each week, and you saw it there at the end when we needed a big drive. Eric Watts with the huge play to get the drive started. So just overall a super special group there with the running backs.
Yeah, a lot of explosive plays in the ground game for you guys, especially over the last few weeks. They would get the football back a couple minutes later. Delta State puts another one on the board. They're tied in Couillard with an 18-yard reception to make it 21-7 as they answered the Blazers score right back, and that was the score after the first quarter. And at that point, it was kind of one of those where it was a two-possession game throughout much of the ball game in the first half. But again, never any panic, especially after that first quarter.
Yeah, defense really settled in after that. Like I said, they were doing a great job on first and second, just had to get the third down stops. And once they were able to do that, played a great rest of the game and gave the offense time to get back in it.
Yeah, a fury of scoring drives in that first quarter. Things slowed down a little bit, leveled off in that second quarter, but the Blazers did put a field goal on the board at the 3:55 mark, a 44-yard field goal for Matt Rollator. We talk about the confidence of Jamison every week and some of the different players, but Matt also really settling in with the kicking game.
Yeah, huge kick there by him. And the way that he's kicked and the confidence in him even adds to that decision at the end of the game, because you feel like if you're able to get the ball back with where the punt's going to be, one first down gets him in range. So really pleased with the season he's had and excited to have him.
Right. Offensive line, of course, holding up as well throughout the second quarter, kind of an exchange of punts right there as well. And as you mentioned, the defense also, after kind of a shaky start and really not able to get them off the field on third down, finally started settling in and getting some stops there towards the end of that second half.
Yeah, really we're flying to the football right there before the half and continue that through the second half. And overall, just, so proud of the way that they stayed in that game and was able to make the adjustments they needed to and give us a chance to win.
This is Bryce Nixon, who handles the punting duties, but he also handles the kickoff, so this one will sail into the end zone for a touchback. And Holcomb again looking to the air, firing. He's got a man who slipped and fell. It's intercepted. Intercepted at the 42, and that was Jonathan James from the Blazer 35, a short field. Their opening drive on the ground, but not a whole lot there. Today, 349 yards and 3 touchdowns. And now this time Kirk trying the keeper, but did not fool. So second and goal from the 9. Clark, the lone back, they'll hand it to him. And he is upended right at just inside the 10-yard line there. So second and goal from the 9. Clark, the lone back, they'll hand it to him. And he is upended right at just inside the 10-yard line there. Not give up a lot of sacks, and this time Kirk going to run it all the way. 5, dives towards the end zone, touchdown. Cole Kirk. Blazers with trips. Now they'll send Butler in motion. And they'll keep this one on the ground. Once again, Reddick trying to power his way forward. We'll have a decent pickup. Now with the time change, you can see the shadows there as Devin Walter, one of the best in the country, puts his foot into a punt, gets a nice Valdosta State roll. It'll be picked up there in the back end by Troy Griffin, who will save a few yards there. Taylor Biddle with you. Trips to the bottom of your screen, going to try to set something up right here. And boy, I tell you what, the Blazer defense played that one well. And no gain on that last play on the ground, trying to dance up to the 40-yard line. And this time Cole Kirk with plenty of time to throw, finds a man. He's got a man wide open. That's Nino LeMay at the 25. Makes a man miss. LeMay, 5, touchdown.
Yeah, busted coverage.
Once again, another two-back set right here. They'll hand it to Reddick, trying to turn the corner. He'll have it across midfield and into Delta State territory. Far side slot position out of the pistol. Going to throw it inside. Nice play there to 82. Again, the receiver for the Blazers. Tempo right here for the Blazers. Trying to make something happen on their third series. Across the middle. Complete big hit, but hangs on to the ball. Pascal, the lone back this time. Little read there. They'll hand it to him. Pascal bounces off of a tackler at the 10 and will score. Wow, the freshman with an explosive run, breaking free and taking it in.
A little Selly right there in the end zone, and hard run right there.
Second down and 9. The Blazers are one of the tops in the country on first down defense, and here on second down, they also step up in a loss. That's definitely a dimension that Cole Kirk brings to this offense, is his ability to run, and now they'll keep it on the ground. And once again, nothing doing much on first down. So far, Delta State overcoming 3rd and 9 and 3rd and 10 on this drive. And once again, Nothing doing much on first down, and a lot of those third downs have been third and long. One-handed there, that snap a little high. Kirk is going to take it, run it, and they will send a man in motion. Kirk looking pressure, had to throw. He's got a man open, climbs the ladder, and makes the catch, and it is a touchdown to the big tight end. Talk about how well they've played really over the last couple of weeks. Here's Alston trying to turn the corner. Takes a big hit at the tail end of that place. If Cole just keeps this one right here. Pistol formation. And, slipped down. The handoff, but he slipped and fell. Clark lost his footing. And Graham Craig, the first-year head coach, as we talked about, offensive coordinator at West Georgia for a few years. That stops at Memphis, Nevada, and Sanford along the way. Here's Corey Reddick. Right side, makes a nice little jump cut through the hole there and close to midfield. Reddick, as we talked about, 6 rushing touchdowns coming into the game today. 415 yards, is off to a good start here today and deep just inside his own 15-yard line. Big pressure right there, but Walter again, another great punt. It's going to hit, it's going to take a sidewinder bounce and go right out of bounds. Hunter as he hits a boomer and sends the Statesman inside the 10-yard line to open this drive. And right back to work. A quick hitter, but played well. Nice job that time by Rance Connor. And 4 receivers in the set for Cole Kirk, who fires one, and that one wide of the intended target. A little miscommunication that time, but they need a chunk play right here. 4 receiver set, deep across the middle. He's got Council Allen for a first down right at the 34.
Yeah, Council does a good job in space. Good.
So third down and long has been the down today for both teams. Here's Pascal, the freshman, one-on-one. Trucks a defender, and to the 20 and a first down. Matt Rollator, 5 of 7 on the year. This one from 44. Plenty of leg, and that kick is right through there. So with 3:55 left before the half, the Blazers get back on the board with 3. On the ground, Austin straight ahead, but wrestled down after a short gain. Last week, Delta State victimized with penalties. They had 10 for 81. A little bit cleaner here today, and this time Cole Kirk going nowhere. He is 8 up in the backfield and dropped. Ransom and Robinson, the safeties. Third and long. Kirk steps up under pressure, throws it out. That's a lateral, I believe. It goes out of bounds. So Jamison Holcomb and the Blazer offense back to work. And Holcomb going to throw on first down. He's got a man. That's Council Allen up across the 30.
Kind of needed here.
The lefty gets one high in the air. Fair catch signal by Griffin. Makes it. Blazers trying to get a stop right here. And that one on the ground. Once again, some miscommunication on the exchange. It'll be 4th down. 21-10, the score at the half. Again, the Blazers trailing by 11, but still very much in the ball game. Coach, what'd you say to the team at halftime? Try to rally the guys for the second half. Whatever you said, it worked.
Well, like we said with defense, they were playing well, just had to get the third down figured out. And offensively, there was so many things between penalties and, missed assignments with us that if we got those things cleaned up, we knew we could get back in the football game. And that started with defense getting us to stop, and offense was able to make the plays when we needed to.
There we go. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout. When we come back, we'll talk about the exciting second half that went down at Bazemore Hyder Stadium as the Valdosta State Blazers, of course, beat the Delta State Statesmen in a big Gulf South Conference showdown, 27-23. We'll take a timeout and be right back. Stay with us.
Get ready. MediaCom is now
Mobile?
Well, not just mobile, but a 5G mobile network with reliability you can count on.
Really?
Just check out this map. Coast-to-coast coverage, plus hundreds of free extreme hotspots. It's an unbeatable network, and we've got some unbeatable prices, too.
But I love this phone.
Easy. Keep your phone when you switch. And guess what? You'll love it even more. MediaCom Mobile. Learn more today.
SGMC Health is with you every step of the way, growing to better serve you with transformative projects including a new women and infants tower and emergency room, bringing you the best in medical care with our cutting-edge technology, ensuring your family can get the care you need close to home by training the next generation of top doctors right here in South Georgia. Together, we're creating a healthier future for our community. SGMC Health, a proud supporter of the Blazers.
Welcome back here with Coach Graham Craig on a victorious week in Titletown as the Valdosta State Blazers come away with a big conference win, their second win in a row in conference, third win in a row. And there's got to be something. I know we joked around about the superstition, but the red unis, man, 3 in a row in those things, man. Those things are sharp, and you guys are playing well in them.
Yeah, and then we gave the black jerseys to the guys for senior day today. So if we end up another home game, it'll be red again.
There you go. There you go. Got to keep the theme going. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So let's talk a little bit, Coach, about the second half as we jump into it. We'll try to be quick because I know you've got a lot of stuff to get to. But obviously, first half down 21-10. You guys come out in that third quarter. After a long punt from them, your defense comes out, makes a stop. They are able to pin you guys deep down to the 1-yard line, which led to a safety. But the only points, in retrospect, for Delta State in that second half is your defense pitches a shutout. But 23-10 at that point, really the first scoring play of that second half. You still had to feel pretty good, though, at that point, still just down 2 scores.
Yeah, with the way our defense started playing, you knew that if we could get something going on offense, we're going to be able to get back in the football game. And, definitely some things we got to clean up in the punt return. They got a long roll down there to the 1-yard line, so we ended up, making some adjustments there. But the way our defense played in the second half just was able to keep us in the game, and super proud of them.
Right. And, several third down stops in the second half, several fourth down stops. Yep. They were 0 for 3 last week against West Florida on fourth down. You guys turned them away on fourth down the entire game here as well. They were 0 for basically against the Blazers as well. So, again, defense stepping up. You guys, after that safety, you get the ball back from them, and you go down and score quickly. Again, a 16-yard touchdown run by Corey Reddick Jr., as we talked about, over 150 yards in this game. We talk about the deep running back room, and every week, if it's not Corey, it's Eric, it's Sean, it's somebody stepping up in that ground game.
Yeah, it's been a special group for us, and some of the runs Corey had there in the second half were fantastic. And we had a couple injuries up on the offensive line, and had some new guys come in and step up and play. Had to move some guys around, so really pleased with the effort of them to be able to still run the ball, and obviously our running backs had a great second half.
Right, Reddick, of course, with the touchdown there, makes it 23-17 as the Blazers crawl back within 6 right there after the PAT. And then a little bit later on, you guys get the second field goal of the night from Matt Rollator, a 30-yard field goal, again 2 for 2 on the night to make it a 23-20 ball game towards the end of that third quarter. And all of a sudden things are tightening up, and you could certainly feel the momentum shifting in this one.
Yeah, our defense was playing with great energy. It's a huge kick there by Matt to make it a 3-point game, but really needed to find a way to convert a touchdown there. Had some chances too, and didn't make the plays that we needed to, but defense stepped up and got us another stop when they had to.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Blazers, there was still plenty of time in this game. Now, starter Cole Kirk did go out. He got hit hard, had to leave the game. Garrett Ames, of course, comes in. He, of course, played the entire game last week, has played a lot this year. So, again, they're kind of running a dual quarterback system. So, you kind of had to feel like you probably coming into the week had to prepare for both of those guys anyway, right, based on just kind of how they'd been playing it?
Yeah, they're both really good players. They have really explosive receivers, and both guys do a really good job of getting it to them. So, was obviously prepared for both. Both guys are really good quarterbacks. So we knew we had to be prepared for both coming in.
And I thought defensively you guys did a great job with Curtis Reardon, who went over 200 yards last week for them on just a handful of catches, 3 touchdowns, but fairly quiet night for some of their big play receivers. You guys did a good job of bracketing some of these guys.
Yeah, that was an emphasis for us. We've seen, it feels like we've watched them on offense a lot over the last couple of weeks, just, game planning for other teams' defense. And he's shown up a ton with some big plays, as has LeMay and that whole group. But those two, we knew coming in we were going to have to limit the explosives from them. And after that first quarter, did a really good job of that.
Right. So we talked about 23-20 at the end of the third quarter. It stayed that way for a long time. In fact, towards the end of the third quarter, into the fourth quarter, basically, you guys were swapping punts back and forth. It kind of became a battle of field position really throughout that fourth quarter.
It did. Our offensive drives felt like, our first 2 in that fourth quarter, we were backed up and we got 1 first down, had a penalty, had some different things that set us back, and weren't very good on third down at all. That's something that we got to improve this week to have a chance next week. But overall, once we got once we got that drive at the end, when we had to have it, we made some plays to get it going.
Right, both teams kind of settling in, the exchange of punts, then all of a sudden you start seeing the time clicking off the clock, and it's, you're under 5 minutes, you're under 4 minutes. Blazers get the ball back, they go down, they're set up first and goal. As we talked about a little bit earlier, electing to go for it right there in that situation, but you've got all 3 timeouts. The Blazers actually got stopped on the 1 yard line there, and but then of course defense makes a stop. You burn the timeout, you get the football back, which led to the game-winning drive.
Yeah, thought we could have gotten in there. Got to clean up some things on our goal line runs there, but ton of confidence in our defense. They did a great job, got the stop, got the ball back for us, and Council had a huge punt return there to get us almost in field goal range with the return, where we could be a little aggressive. And we do a lot of those situations, and you could see that Jameson was comfortable in it outside the delay of game started. But he was really comfortable in the situation and knew where the ball could be thrown, when we're going to clock it, things like that. So was really pleased with the way he handled it, and obviously made the huge throw to win it.
Right. A lot of third and longs really for both teams. Both teams able to overcome them in certain situations. Of course, the Blazers late in the ball game able to do that as well. Let's talk about that game-winning drive. You talked about short field set up by a great punt return from Council Allen. You guys have a few cracks at it. Talk about this receiving core and the confidence that you have in these guys, like a Jaheim Arnold, for example, to make a play like that with the game on the line with just a few seconds left.
Yeah, knew that obviously we didn't have any timeouts left, so we had to be really smart with the ball there and couldn't take a sack to get us out of field goal range. And, got to Council underneath. He did a great job winning on some of those routes and caught it and split some defenders to get us some extra yardage. And once we got down there and had a chance to, take a shot at the end zone, if not, you're kicking the field goal to go to overtime.
Right. Had a couple different shots at it, but again, the Blazers able to make good on it. Jamison Holcomb throws a ball where only the 6'5" Jaheim Arnold can catch it as he climbs the ladder. Did a great job to come down inbounds as well. They're up against the sideline, and just body control, knowing where you're at. Just a great play there. And then, of course, on the other end of that, they've got a few seconds left, but you get the interception from Rance Connor on that one, basically to end the ball game.
Yeah, huge play by them. With those receivers, the guys that they got are really good players, so there's never a time you really felt comfortable until it got to 0. But great play by our defense, ending it right there.
Yep, and we're going to talk to Rance and Jaheim both here in just a few minutes as part of our player spotlight. Again, Coach, a great ball game, 27-23, the final there, and really just making big plays down the stretch. This team really felt like they grew up a lot this week. Adversity, a lot of different things could have happened there at the very end. You guys were able to overcome them ultimately.
We were so proud of the growth of this football team and the program. Throughout this season, you see the things that happened early in the year happened in this game, and the way we handled it was totally different. And that's a really good football team that we just beat, and super proud of the way that our guys fought to win the game.
Here you get a look at Ethan Edens with the ball teed up. And we'll put the right leg into it here to start this second half. Troy Griffin back deep for Delta State, but this one will sail out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
You're watching film next week.
And here's Clark again, stood up right in the hole for no gain. The Blazers, as we talked about, have been solid on first down for the most part. Again,
Those pre- and post-snap penalties are just backbreakers.
Yes.
Especially on third down when you stopped them.
Again on the ground, Clark trying to get to the outside, wrapped up though. The Blazers hanging on. Trying to get the Statesman off the field. Kurt over to his left, throws one. That one is caught and then dropped, bobbled. They had a big game last week, over 100 yards. Holcomb looking, stepping up under pressure, gets rid of it. Has a completion, going to be shy of the first down, but a nice job. So now Devin Walter called on again right here to kick one away to Troy Griffin, who stands at his 30. This one a little end-over-end kick right here. Takes another big Blazer bounce. That ball is touched, and wow, Griffin was fortunate to get that ball back.
Their records and standings.
This time Cole Kirk on the keeper, trying to spin his way away from a tackle. Slammed down hard at the tail end of that play. So Nick Clark stays in at running back. 3-receiver set. Aims in. And on the ground and tripped up. And I'm not sure he got there. I think so. Holcomb back to work. Blazers just on the ground, and I'm not sure he got out of the end zone. Delta State says safety, and it is.
trying to just run it up the middle there to get you some breathing room and good penetration up front.
And Delta State stands to have some pretty good return here. That one, muff bobble momentarily picked up just inside the 30. And that is Troy Griffin trying to come back to the other side of the wall there, but just had way too far to go. But Ames is still dangerous, even with his feet. Blazers bring pressure, dialing it up, and Ames will go down back inside the 30. See if they can find Peter at this time and try to make it a one-score game. On the ground, oh, there's a nice little hole. Corey Reddick with a first down run. That was Butler in motion, once again on the ground. Nice bounce to the outside there. Reddick stays on his feet, breaks a tackle, still going, and he's going to score. How do you like that? Number 6 with 6. Touchdown, Blazers.
They ran right to the left side, ran right to where Merkel was.
So 2nd down and 7, and the Blazer crowd contingent starting to kind of feel a little bit of shift of momentum in this ball game. Ames over the left side. He's taken down hard right at the 31. A sign of midfield. Jamison Holcomb back to work again. Blazers on the ground. Trying to find a hole. Reddick reverses his field. Stays on his feet. He's got a big run. 20 yards and inside the 30. That is a very odd angle for the lefty. Out of the hold of the punter, Devin Walter, and that ball, though, is right through there. So with 3:21 left here in this third quarter, it's now a 3-point ball game. And it's a ball game here, though, in Valdosta. Another quick out right here. That one going to be caught. And here is Clark trying to get to the outside. Going to be wrapped up after a very short gain. 2nd and 6. Clark slipped down right there after one of the Blazers. That was Ricky Ransom who came shooting up there. 3rd and 5. Trying to get there. Taking a deep shot, but the receiver's out of bounds. Dave Garner, Taylor Biddle with you. Jamison Holcomb, first down catch is made by Wandu, the tight end. Haven't seen a lot of trickeration here tonight so far. Blazers on the ground right here, a full head of steam and still going for the Blazer back up across the 25. Get on the ground, nice job. Pascal dances to avoid contact at the line of scrimmage, and we'll have a few. As Delta State will work offensively right here. Ames is hit. That ball, is it fumbled? I think they're going to call it incomplete.
Receivers nowadays work on those jump steps to get around the tackle.
Statesmen go tempo. Throw this one out to LeMay, trying to turn the corner. The rest of the way here. And this one get on the ground to Clark. This time works his way across the midfield stripe into Blazer territory. Blazers have won 2 straight in the series. And this time Ames, keeper all the way right here. Dives forward, ball was on the ground. The Blazers say they have it. Are they going to rule this a fumble or not?
Let's see what the play call is. On the positive side, you give the Blazers good field position if you don't get it.
Pistol formation, high snap, they hand it to Clark. He's going to be hit. He didn't get there. The Blazer defense makes a stop on 4th down, and the ball will go over. As they finally start out of their own end, a little hook and ladder. Leaps a man does Eric Watts. 37 gets airborne, trying to turn him away. 4th down. Did they jump? They're going to throw a play, and the ball is caught at the 31 on 4th down by Jaheim Arnold.
Force a field goal, or force a touchdown by your opponent.
2nd and 7. Going to swing this one out, and the completion to the 10. Still going. Great second effort. Going to snap it right here. Going to take it. Trying to get to the end zone, going to be stopped up, and I don't believe he got there. I think Delta State made the stop, and they did. To the Blazers a moment ago, trying to get there. Nick Clark just barreled his way out of what could have been disastrous. And teams trying to keep their playoff hopes alive with this play. Clark not going to get there, and it's going to be a 4th down play. And now if they try to set up a little bit of return, they'll Try to set up the return here. Bryce Nixon booms one. It is returnable for Allen. He's got a seam. Watch out! Council Allen running room down to the 25. Wandu, the tight end, in the slot here to the near side, empty backfield. Holcomb looking to get the ball out of his hand. He's got a man complete down to the 20-yard line. Blown back, Reddick gonna fire it inside. Zyree Wilson inside the 15. Four still have a shot to make it in with a win here and a win next week. Jamison over the middle, he's got a man, and that is Council Allen, another first downer. Inside the 3, looking, firing, back shoulders, got a man there, it's caught! It's caught! Touchdown! Oh my goodness! What a grab against the sideline in the back of the end zone.
What a head top of all head tops. You got to throw it to where only your man can catch it. Jameson with the best throw of the season.
You guard the sideline here because the Statesmen have no timeouts. Ames looking, firing. That one is intercepted. Intercepted by Rance Connor. His 4th interception of the year, and that will seal it. 27-23, the final score. The Blazers even the all-time series against Delta State, as we mentioned, 22-22-1, and what an exciting game. I think, Coach, definitely one that people will be talking about for quite some time. What was the mood with the team afterwards, and what did you guys talk about as far as this game?
Yeah, we've had a 1-0 mentality since that bye week, and obviously they're excited for this one. That was a huge win, and now they're ready to enjoy this one and come to work to win a conference championship next week.
Yeah, you guys basically earn a de facto conference championship game against West Florida with the win. Blazer Nation definitely looking forward to that one. We're going to talk about that game a little bit later on in the show. But first, a timeout, and then we'll sit down with our players of the game as part of our player spotlight right here on the Graham Craig Show. Stay with us.
Synovus is the bank that helps you step up to the plate for your big league dreams. Get there with Synovus.
I'm just being myself, cool as can be. When I'm being myself, you wish you were me. It's so easy. Get out your own way. Easy peasy, breezy, done. What's the point if it ain't no fun? I don't.
Hey Blazer fans, Williams Hotel Group is South Georgia's hospitality headquarters with 8 award-winning hotels in Valdosta. Williams Hotel Group has everything to meet your lodging, event, and meeting space needs. Come see us at any one of our conveniently located properties off I-75, exits 16 and 18, or visit us at williamshotelgroup.com. And as always, go Blazers!
Here now with our player spotlight portion of the Graham Craig Show. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host, Dave Garner, and here with me, we go defense first. Again, Rance Connor, one of the heroes of the ball game this week, of course, against Delta State. And Rance, thanks for being with us, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, congratulations. Big win. Talk about the emotion of this ball game, first half compared to the second half, and the way you guys were able to shut them down in that second half.
I feel like first half we came off sluggish, and we needed to get right, so we came back. Second half and a halftime, coach talked to the coaches, came back out, did what we needed to do, came out to a big victory.
Yeah, different mentality, different focus. You guys come out, you get the big interception there at the very end of the game to seal it, your 4th of the year,
yes, sir.
Leading that defensive backfield. Talk about this defensive unit and those guys in the secondary, man, that you play beside, because you guys have really come up with big plays all year long. Last week it was the punch out and the
yes,
scoop
sir.
and score, and of course you guys shutting them down in the second half. Talk about how this unit's been able to come together later in the season.
Just by coming closer off the field, I feel like that helped a lot.
Yeah.
Bring relationships closer, and that helped on the field, which us playing together as a team. So I feel like that helped.
Yeah, and you got a lot of support off the field too. You got a cheering section behind the cameras here, man. There's a lot of people right now watching you, but it takes a lot of folks, of course, supporting you guys on and off the field. Talk about your support system, your family, and the way they've encouraged you throughout this journey.
Honestly, I feel like I have the #1 support system in the world. So no matter where they at, they still going to support me if they here or not, and I love them for that.
Talk about your time here at Valdosta State. I mean, obviously, you've seen a lot of different things over the last couple of years. I mean, a team that was played in the national championship. Now here you guys are with a chance next week. It didn't look like it early in the season, but now you guys are set up for a chance to play for a conference championship next week. Talk about how this team has just progressively gotten better each and every week and the way that you guys just continue to fight.
Just working and believing in ourselves. Blocking out the outside noise, not listening to nobody, and believing in each other in the locker room and on the field.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of fun. You can tell it's tight-knit. It's a family group. Under the lights here, you guys finally got to play at night, I guess, because the time changed. So did that make a difference, man, being able to come out in that second half under the lights?
I feel like that's what we've been waiting for, to play under the lights. So, yes, sir.
Yeah, it gave you that momentum that you needed to put you over the edge. What's your favorite part about playing football before we let you go, man? What is it that you like most about being out here and being in these situations?
You get to let everything out and be with your brothers.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Build relationships.
Right. And we talked about that family element, of course, that you guys have in the locker room, carrying that momentum over, I guess, now to next week, right?
Yes, sir.
Against West Florida.
Yes, sir.
Good ball game. What do you look for in that one?
A victory.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
At the end of the day, man, it's got to be a dove, right?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, Rance, on a great game. Again, Connor joining us right here. Appreciate him. Of course, a great ball game. Keep up the good work. Again, Rance Connor right here joining us on our Player Spotlight. Now we go offense right here on the Player Spotlight, and indeed a guy that certainly stood out this week in more ways than one was Jaheim Arnold. Thanks for being with us, man. Congratulations on the win there. Obviously, the big question right off the bat, man, talk about the catch, right? The game-winning catch in the end zone there. Great adjustment to the ball. You go up, catch the ball at the highest point. Just talk about that play, man.
It's really about the preparation throughout the week.
Right.
And just I make those catches a lot and just get on the jugs and things like that.
Yeah.
My number was called and I just made the play.
Right.
It felt good.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did. You had a lot of big catches really in the ballgame, several catches in this game. You're very involved offensively.
Yes, sir.
And that's kind of been the thing about this receiving core. When you talk about Council and some of the other guys you play beside, each week it seems like it's someone different, right, stepping up and making a big play. Tonight, that was you. You had your number called.
Yes, sir.
Talk about this receiving core as a group and what you guys have been able to accomplish this year.
Our receiver core, I love those guys. Love each and every one of them. And we're a great receiver core. We all contribute in different ways, but as a whole, I think we're one of the best receiver cores out there.
Yeah.
And
I can't disagree with that. Now, how tall are you exactly?
6'5".
6'5", I was going to say, because sometimes, they fudge the roster a little bit. Last week I was talking to Kenley, and I said, man, you're like 340, right? He's like, no, I ain't that big. I was like, well, that's what they got you on the roster, but you're all of 6'5". You showed it on that play there at the end. Talk about this game, though, as a whole. I mean, obviously, you guys were behind much of the game. Defense, though, stepped up in the second half, really shut them out in the entire second half.
Really?
You guys turned it on, played a great ball game. What was the mentality coming out of the locker room at halftime after trailing in this game?
Finish. The word of the week was finish. Coach Craig instilled it in us about finishing. It's not how you start, it's about how you finish. Obviously, we started down, and sometimes when you start down, people get to turning heads and things like that, but we stayed together tonight through it all. Even when we went down 21-7 and coming into halftime, coach was telling us finish. That was the main goal.
Right.
To the last minute.
Yeah.
And it really showed tonight.
It did. And, the thing is, it would have been real easy in a game like this to not have been able to fight through that adversity, to think of these guys that you're playing against as being a team that, maybe we're not going to get it done, but that never crossed your mind. I mean, you guys came out, finished, played a great second half, won the football game right at the end, and made the plays when it counted. Talk about your favorite thing, man, about playing football. What is your favorite thing about coming out here and playing with these guys?
Being with them, just making the memories. I mean, just each and every day preparing with the guys, just getting to know them, getting closer, getting that bond. Because even after football, some of these some of these guys are going to be in my wedding. So that's what I like the bond, really, about football and just meeting new people and just having those connections after football.
Right.
So that's I like.
That's a great perspective, and knowing that you're establishing those lifetime friends. What does life look like for you after football, man? What are you going to do after you get out of here?
Pursue my criminal justice degree. I'm a junior, so I got a lot.
You got a little time. Yeah, awesome. Well, that sounds good. Well, tonight, man, you played quite a ball game. Of course, Jaheim Arnold, the winning touchdown reception with 9.5 seconds left here in the ball game. Congratulations. Now you got a conference championship game next week that you've earned against West Florida. What do you look for in that one?
Just to come out and beat the Blazers. Just do what we do every week. Prepare how we prepare, and come out and let's beat West Florida.
There you go. Get that win. Jaheim, congratulations.
Thank you.
Great ball game. Again, Jaheim Arnold right here, receiver, joining us on the player spotlight. We're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout. When we return, we'll sit back down with Coach Craig and talk about that matchup coming up against West Florida, all that and much more. Straight ahead. Stay with us.
Come for the small town feel. Stay for the big adventures. In Valdosta, adventures await around every corner. Every day brings unique experiences and unexpected thrills, creating memories worth staying for. Where small-town charm meets big-time experiences. Valdosta. Stick around for the memories.
At Chick-fil-A St. Augustine Road, we pride ourselves on providing the freshest, most quality food with the highest tier of customer service. Whether you're picking up in our speedy drive-thru, enjoying a meal in our inviting dining room, or having your food delivered to your home, office, or venue, our goal is to provide you with the most exceptional food and service. We're working better together to serve our guests and community at the highest level. We look forward to seeing you.
This is a college commercial, but not like those college commercials. These are real students, real professors offering real help, real roommates. That's her real dog. Those are real national champions.
Why don't you just turn around and hug your brother?
That's her real brother. That really happened. These are real students, making their families really, really proud. So, in a world of AI and stock footage, here's something that's all real. Valdosta State University.
Welcome back to the Graham Craig Show. Again, I'm your host, Dave Garner. Thanks for being with us under the lights here at Bazemore Hyder Stadium one final time, if not more, perhaps, depending on how things play out, certainly with the region rankings and so forth. But senior day here, and a very special moment, obviously. And that brings us to our question of the week, which comes to us from Tom from Atlanta. Now, I don't know if it's the same Tom or not. Maybe a different Tom. But Tom joining us right here on the program. And he said, Coach, and with it being senior day, this is an appropriate question. How much do you stay in touch with seniors and with players that move on with the program?
Yeah, we want former players to be as involved in the program as they would like, and we had some guys down, former players on the sideline today. Jordan Billups was down there, Larry Elder, Tyler Azeros, so some former players down there today. But this is my first group of seniors as a head coach. A lot of guys that want to get into coaching some sort of way. A lot of guys have other plans to do things, so want to stay in touch with them as much as we can and keep them involved in the program.
It's always great when the alum come back, of course, taking the action right here, and it was just a gorgeous day, a nice breeze, beautiful weather, especially this late in the year. Temperatures are right around 80 degrees at kickoff, so it was definitely nice to have all of the former players and, of course, student athletes in the building today. Thank you, Tom, again from Atlanta for our question of the week. If you have a question for Coach and you'd like to hear it answered right here on the program, email us at asktheblazers@gmail.com. Again, asktheblazers@gmail.com. We'll get that question on here. We'll get Coach to answer it for you. Great question. Thank you so much. Coach, let's talk a little bit about this week. And who would have thought that a few weeks ago when we sat down with you, and Wade and I, of course, have been sharing the duties of the show, things looked a little glim early in the season, but here we are now, into November. You guys are playing for a conference championship next week against West Florida. Very good football team, ranked in the top 5, but we'll talk about those guys in a minute, but just talk about being in this position and what it took to get here over the last few weeks.
Yeah, obviously during that stretch of tough games, I think they got tired of me hearing your goals are still intact, and I got tired of saying it. But just the way that the way that we've responded to get to this point, and super proud of everyone in the program and what it took to get back to this point, and now we got a chance to play for a conference championship next week.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned it maybe last week or the week before. It seemed like, that Citadel game, for whatever reason, obviously with that being an FCS opponent, you guys played, there were a lot of bright spots in that game, and it seemed like, Jameson grew up a lot in that game. There were a lot of areas where you guys really came together against an obvious, tough opponent, certainly. And ever since that time, you guys seem to have really kind of hit your stride week in and week out, and the consistency has been there.
Yeah, we knew that if we played consistent, clean football that we could play games like this, and we didn't do that early in the year, and we've played really well the last couple of weeks, and we're looking to continue to do that.
Yeah, let's talk about the Argonauts. You make the trip now to Pensacola, which I always thought it was kind of funny because, driving, and being from Atlanta, I always thought, well, Pensacola's probably pretty close, to Valdosta. And then I got to thinking about it. I'm like, you can get to Atlanta as quick as you can get to Pensacola. Like, it's a lot further than people realize there. But talk about that trip. A lot of history, obviously, between these two programs. They haven't really been playing football that long, relatively, but you guys have already formed quite a rivalry with them. Anytime you guys get together, it always seems to be an exciting showdown. What unique challenges do the Argonauts present for you guys?
Yeah, they've got a great football team. Caleb does a fantastic job with the program, and they've, top 5 football team, great offense, great defense, quarterbacks playing really, really well. Got some receivers that have had a lot of big plays the last couple of weeks. Been able to see them similar to Delta, how I've seen them on offense more than I have their defense right now. But we've definitely got a challenge ahead of us. They're a great football team. Haven't played at this stadium. When I used to go, it was the baseball stadium still. So this will be first experience there. So I know it'll be a tough place to play and a really tough opponent.
Yeah, no longer at Blue Wahoo Stadium there on the water. They've built an on-campus stadium, of course, a little bit inland right there, and of course it should be a lot of fun. Obviously, when you look at this matchup again, some of them have come right down to the wire, but to be in this situation the final week of the regular season, what does it mean for this program, and what does it mean to these guys playing?
Yeah, one of our goals is to play for a conference championship, win a conference championship. So the way we got there was obviously tougher. So, it's going to mean a lot to these guys because we've been saying our goals are intact, and now we got a chance to go do it, and we got a really tough opponent to get ready for.
Right. Next week, again, the Blazers in Pensacola taking on West Florida for the Gulf South Conference Championship and a berth in the postseason. And, Coach, I know we're excited for you. What's your message? I asked you this last week. For this week, people showed up. I'm not sure people really understood how good Delta State was. They were 7-2 coming into the game. They were ranked. They were in the regional ranking. Not only do you guys keep your playoff hopes alive, you pretty much dashed theirs with the win here today.
Yeah, would just love as much support as possible. Obviously, we're going on the road to play for the conference championship, but whether it's traveling to the game, watching at home, but just the way these guys have fought to get back into this position, and just so proud of them, and would love all the support that we can get.
There we go. Blazer Nation very proud of this team as they continue to fight. That's going to wrap things up for this special show. Again, a very special show right here as the Blazers in comeback fashion put one together for the ages, 27-23, the final. And as Marty was saying off camera, remind folks, we were down 21-7 in this ball game, came back after a first quarter deficit from 2 scores and able to come back and win this ball game. This team continues to impress. They continue to show a lot of character, and again, they've got great leadership with Coach Craig and this coaching staff as well. Get to Pensacola Saturday and cheer on the Blazers. They need one more to become conference champs for the 12th time in school history. Coach, thanks for being with us. Congratulations, and get after them.
Thank you so much.
All right, Coach Graham Craig joining us right here. That's going to wrap things up for the program. Want to remind folks, next week you can watch the Graham Craig Show. Wade Beal from Blazer Radio will be the host, as he has been on the road games all year long. Of course, you can catch Blazer Sports Media, the shows right here, and of course on YouTube as well. Want to thank you for tuning in each and every week throughout the season. Want to thank our sponsors for being on board as well. We got a lot of folks, of course, supporting the program and supporting the show. We thank them as well. One final time here at Bazemore Hyder Stadium, the Blazers a winner. They will play next week at West Florida, and we hope to see you there. One final time, go Blazers, right, go Blazers. Coach? There we go. You've been watching the Graham Craig Coaches Show. I'm your host, Dave Garner. We'll see you next time.